There's a version of anxiety most people never recognize because it doesn't look like anxiety. It looks like competence. It looks like the person who's always early, the one who never forgets a birthday, the one who's organized, reliable, 2 steps ahead, always prepared. From the outside, they look like they have it together better than anyone. From the inside, they are running calculations you cannot see. This is what hidden anxiety looks like, not panic attacks and shaking hands, but a constant quiet hum of vigilance dressed up as personality. And the hardest part is that the world rewards it. You get praised for the very habits that are quietly exhausting you. In this video, we're looking at 10 of those habits. And for each one, we're showing 2 truths: what people see from the outside and what's actually happening on the inside. Because the gap between those 2 things, that gap is where hidden anxiety lives. Before we start, let's name what we're talking about. Hidden anxiety isn't a diagnosis, it's a pattern. A way of moving through the world where anxiety doesn't show up as visible distress. It shows up as control, as preparation, as performance. Think of it as a competence mask. On the surface, everything runs smoothly, but underneath that surface, the engine is revving far higher than it needs to. The person isn't calm, they're managing. And they've gotten so good at managing that even they sometimes don't realize the engine is on. That's why it hides so well. The outside looks like someone who's thriving. The inside feels like someone who's bracing, and nobody thinks to ask because the mask is so convincing that it convinced even the person wearing it. Number 1, you're always early. What people see: someone punctual, respectful of other people's time, organized. Maybe a little type A. They think you just like being on time. It's a nice trait. Nobody questions it. What's actually happening? You can't tolerate the uncertainty of arriving on time. Being early gives you a buffer. Time to scan the room, settle your breathing, prepare for whatever's about to happen. Running late isn't an inconvenience to you. It's a slow-building internal emergency. You've mapped arrival times, parking options, seating positions. You know exactly how many minutes of buffer you need for your chest to stop tightening. Your punctuality isn't discipline. It's your nervous system's way of buying itself a few minutes of control before the unpredictable begins. Number 2, you overplan everything. What people see: someone thorough, someone who thinks ahead. Maybe the friend who always has the restaurant booked, the route mapped, the backup option ready. People lean on you for it. They call it organized. What's actually happening? Your mind is running worst-case simulations on a loop, and planning is the only thing that quiets them. If you plan enough, maybe you can outrun the anxiety. Maybe if every variable is accounted for, nothing can surprise you. But here's the tell. Even after the plan is made, you don't feel relief. You feel a brief pause. Then your brain starts scanning for what you might have missed. What if the restaurant closes early? What if they change the menu? What if someone cancels and the whole thing unravels? The plan was supposed to be the cure. Instead, it became the newest thing to worry about. Number 3, you check your phone obsessively after sending a message. What people see? Nothing. They don't see this one at all because it happens in private. You send a text, close the app, and then open it again 30 seconds later. Not because you expect a reply, because you need to reread what you wrote and make sure it didn't land wrong. What's actually happening? You're scanning for evidence that you haven't damaged something. The message was perfectly fine, but your brain treats every sent message like a grenade with a delayed fuse. You reread it, reinterpret it, imagine the worst possible way it could be received, and then you wait for the reply as if it's a verdict. This isn't insecurity. It's your anxiety running post-action surveillance on every interaction you have. Number 4, you say "I'm fine" before anyone asks. What people see: someone who's easygoing, low maintenance. You preempt the question. You walk into a room already wearing the answer, "I'm good. Everything's great. Nothing to see here." People believe you because you deliver it so smoothly that there's no reason to dig further. What's actually happening, you're managing their perception before they get the chance to look too closely. If you declare fine first, no one asks the follow-up question. And the follow-up question is dangerous because you don't actually know how you'd answer it honestly. You've gotten so fast at it that you sometimes say it in the middle of genuinely struggling, smiling, nodding, already changing the subject before anyone can linger. Saying "I'm fine" isn't an update. It's a lock on a door you're not ready to open, sometimes not even for yourself. Number 5. You offer to help before anyone asks. What people see, generosity, thoughtfulness. You're the one who brings food without being asked, who volunteers first, who shows up with exactly what's needed. People love this about you. They tell you how kind you are, and you are kind. That part is real. What's actually happening underneath the kindness? Staying useful feels like the only safe position. If you're helping, you're needed. If you're needed, you won't be left. There's a quiet equation running beneath every generous act. Helpfulness equals safety. And the moment you stop being useful, a low hum of anxiety starts asking, "Am I still welcome here if I'm not providing something?" Number 6. You replay conversations in your head for hours after they happen. What people see, a normal interaction. The conversation ended, everyone moved on, life continued. For them, it's already forgotten. They're watching TV, making dinner, falling asleep. What's actually happening? You're still in that conversation, running it back, scanning every line you said for the one that might have been wrong. Did that joke land weird? Was that pause too long? Did they seem different after I said that one thing? You're conducting a forensic review of a conversation that the other person has already erased from memory. And the cruel part is, you almost never find the mistake. But you don't stop looking because your anxiety whispers that the absence of evidence is not the same as evidence of absence. Number 7. You laugh things off quickly. What people see, resilience. Someone who doesn't take things too seriously, who can roll with a joke, who bounces back. They think you're emotionally flexible, easy to be around. What's actually happening? Humor is your fastest exit from vulnerability. The laugh comes not because something's funny, but because something got too close. Someone made an observation that touched a nerve, and before the nerve could register, you laughed. It's deflection at the speed of reflex. And the people around you never realize that the funniest person in the room is sometimes the one working hardest to make sure nobody looks too carefully. The laugh buys time. It reroutes attention. And by the time anyone thinks to check on you, the moment has passed and you're already safe behind the next joke. Number 8. You're the organized one in every group. What people see, a natural leader. The one who makes the spreadsheet, books the trip, sends the reminders, keeps the group chat alive. They're grateful. They might even joke about how lost they'd be without you. What's actually happening? Structure is how you hold the chaos inside from spilling out. Organizing the external world is the one thing that makes the internal world feel slightly less unmanageable. If the calendar is in order, maybe the feelings will be too. It's not leadership, it's containment. And the moment things go off script, you don't just feel inconvenienced, you feel the floor shift underneath you. A canceled reservation, a changed plan, a friend who shows up an hour late, and your pulse quickens, your jaw sets, your hands need something to organize. The chaos inside needs the world outside to hold still. Number 9. You can't start a task until you know you'll do it perfectly. What people see, procrastination, maybe a lack of motivation. They think you're putting it off, and they might even feel frustrated. Just start, they say, as if starting were the easy part. What's actually happening? You're not avoiding the task. You're avoiding the possibility of doing it wrong. Your anxiety has convinced you that anything less than perfect is failure. And failure isn't just disappointing, it's exposing. If you do it imperfectly, people will see you, really see you. And that feels more dangerous than not doing it at all. So you wait, not for motivation, but for the impossible guarantee that it'll be good enough. That guarantee never comes. So the task sits there, not undone out of laziness, but out of dread disguised as delay. Number 10. You lie awake at night running tomorrow in your head. What people see, someone who might have trouble sleeping. Maybe they suggest melatonin or a better mattress or less screen time. They treat it as a sleep problem because that's what it looks like from the outside. What's actually happening? Your mind won't stop rehearsing. Tomorrow's conversation, next week's meeting, the thing you said 3 days ago, the thing you might need to say next month. Your brain is running a preview of every possible tomorrow, testing each one for threats, and it cannot power down until the review is complete. But the review is never complete because the list keeps growing. This isn't insomnia. This is your anxiety's night shift. The same engine that kept you sharp all day, still running in the dark, with no off switch and no one watching. You lie there, eyes open, body exhausted but brain refusing to clock out. Running one more rehearsal, one more check, one more what if. Because what if this is the night you miss the thing that matters? If you recognized yourself in these, I want to say something that might feel counterintuitive. The fact that your anxiety is hidden doesn't make it less real. It makes it lonelier. Because the people around you see the competence, the punctuality, the generosity, the humor, and they have no idea what it's costing you underneath. And here's the part that matters. You are not faking anything. The kindness is real. The organization is real. The humor is real. They're just not the whole picture. There's a version of you running underneath all of that, quieter, more exhausted, more watchful, that deserves to be seen as much as the version everyone praises. You don't have to perform calm to deserve connection. You don't have to be useful to be welcome. And you don't have to wait until it gets loud for it to count. It already counts. It always did. At Inner Lens, that's what we look at. The quiet patterns running underneath the surface. The ones nobody else names. If you want to keep looking, the next video goes deeper into one specific version of this. The quiet signs of high-functioning anxiety that most people miss entirely. It's right here.